Okay, Dr. Wynn has his hand up. Hi, Dr. Wynn.
Oh, you can hear me.
Yes.
A quick question. Data, and I find that I have been totally swamped with data. I had the good intention of keeping up and writing things down on neat little tables, only of course what was very important to me. But my question is, have you folks considered making, you've presented so much information, but it gets lost from week to week. And is there any plan to make the local data somewhat available, the highlights at any rate? I could ask the same question of the county. It would be helpful to the citizenry. Just throw that in there.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Wynn. Deb shared that that question from you, and I really appreciate that you characterize my information as interesting and helpful and meaningful, and so thank you for that. We have not been documenting this all along, and in retrospect, after you asked that question, I kind of wish we had. There's no doubt about it. Obviously, the data has changed tremendously over these 12 weeks that we've been holding these weekly town hall sessions. It'd be fascinating to go back to the very beginning and see how things evolved and transpired. We do have all of them recorded. So
I was just going to say, that sounds like a great
I know,
project
it does
to
sound
go
like
back and do a timeline or a...
It does sound like a great project, and perhaps we could even work with you, Dr. Wynn, to find out which elements of the information you found to be most interesting and would like to be able to see that, that timeline. Because we certainly could do that, it'd be a fascinating project, and it could, that's the thing that we're kind of thinking of. The flu season generally starts around October, and I was talking to Dr. Seng, our medical director of our emergency department, just earlier this morning. We're already doing the planning around what this winter might look like. And if COVID comes back or never leaves, at the time the flu also appears, how are we going to deal with it? And so by looking back over these almost 4 months of the pandemic and watching how it evolved and all the things that we did and everything, would that benefit us in preparing and planning for this coming winter? So while it would be an interesting project, it might also provide some good value for us in just preparing for this coming winter. But thank you for your question or suggestion.
Yeah, yeah.
I've always said I'm very good at thinking of things for other people to do. But there's some young, enthusiastic people who are trying to get credits stored up, for example, being selected to become residents. I know two of these people who are just champing at the bit to do some useful project, and this is sort of under Chris Hattie and Kent Michler, I believe, at least, and your quality officer. So there would be human being power available that could be harnessed with a little guidance from people who would regarding what would be looked at, and which several people could have input into conceivably. But I think it would be handy. One of the biggest problems about history is that it goes away before you look at it, and most history, probably 99% of it, is totally lost. Especially at the local level.
Well, I think it's a great suggestion for engaging the residents. We have 120 residents across 6 different programs, and they're all required to do projects as part of their residency training. So they have to select a project, and often something that will be published, and so that would be an excellent resource for us, as well as a lot of college students. We get approached often by students at Fresno State or COS that want to do a project, research project with us as part of their education as well. So yeah, great suggestion.